Hi parents, my name is Mr. Tasker, Tim Tasker. This is my first year at Heron. I will be teaching two classes this year. I am teaching Algebra II and CCR, which you may have been heard as called the SAT course. We'll get into that in just a little bit. But first I wanted to give you guys a little bit of information about me and what I expect from my scholars, as well as how you can succeed in these courses. This is my first year at Heron. I was actually a student teacher last year, and I am super excited to be back and acting as a teacher. So hopefully it goes as well as last year did. When your kids come to my class, the expectation is that they will show up with their homework prepared, and if they have any questions that they'll tell me. I'm more than willing to spend class time going over questions, so I really value questions when they're asked. So that's a great way to succeed. I love having them engage with me and their friends. I feel like virtual was hard for us because it was hard for us to engage, so I look for places for them to engage with their friends, their peers, respectfully. And I will always try to give them time to work on homework in class. Maybe it won't always be enough time to get it done, but my goal is for them, especially in CCR and SAT course, is to have no homework, because a lot of those kids will also have another math course. Outside of class, you can always reach me by email. Hopefully that is somewhere on this slide. It is not. Let's add that real quick. You can always reach me in my email. I try to be really responsive. I also have office hours every Wednesday at 4:15 until 5 p.m. Google Classroom is also a way that you can contact me, and it's a good way for you guys to keep track of what your scholar is working on and what is due. Delta Math 2 is a good way to do that when we use it. It will not always be used in both classes, but I will use Google Classroom in every class. Please make sure that your scholars know about late passes. They get 2 per semester. Make sure that they use those in both classes. It's a great way to succeed. For Algebra 2, the expectation is we're just going to go into what the day is. They're going to come into class. I'm going to give them the bell work. It shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. And during that time, I'm going to be taking attendance and asking questions about their homework. Then we're going to go over that bell work and their homework questions. And then we will start our notes and whiteboard questions, and we'll work through it together. They will get paper homework almost every time in Algebra 2 that is due the next time they come to class. When we do tests, we will grade on skill-based grading, and what that means is the test is going to be broken down into each skill that we've done. Usually it's like 3 or 4 per test, per assessment, but each skill is going to be graded individually, so they have a lot of chances to succeed. Just because you don't know how to do one thing doesn't mean that you deserve to not pass an assessment, essentially. You also have a remediation pass that you can use, so if you do really poorly on a skill, you can retake that, and I will take the higher grade of those 2. I would like your Algebra 2 scholars to show up with a binder so that when I give them notes, they can just put them in, fill them out, and be done with it, and a calculator. You would not believe how many math kids do not have a calculator, and I do not have enough, unfortunately, to supply them all. I am working on getting more of them, and hopefully we will be able to address some of those needs, but if you could provide them with a calculator, that would be great. For my other class, so CCR, which I like to call the SAT prep course, what we're going to be doing is preparing them to take the SAT. So if you took the SAT and you feel like your score wasn't good enough or there were areas of improvement, that's what this class is going to be designed to address. So a lot of what we do is strategies for taking the SAT, or how to deal with those questions, like filing out questions that don't make sense, or how to just filter the information so that you're only using the important stuff. During class, they'll get a bell work. Usually that'll be a Google form on the classroom, and then they will go over homework questions together. We will do notes, which are usually a paper copy or a digital copy that you can find on the Google Classroom. And then they will have an assignment, which again is going to be split between Delta Math, paper, and we are also using Khan Academy this semester. I'm not sure if that will work out the entire semester, but that is where we started. And that will also be due on the Google Classroom. If it's Delta Math, they can turn it in Delta Math, and I will grade it there too. Their assessments will be SAT style format, so we're going to have long-winded questions, critical thinking questions that we want them to go through, which is why we prep them that way. We will also be doing note checks to make sure that they can take notes in a high, efficient way. It helps with organization and helping you set up these questions that you'll be taking later on. They will need a basic calculator and some piece of technology because most of their homework will be digital, so that they can work on their IP in class, and an additional notebook or binder for those paper things that we're going for, and a writing utensil. Hopefully, if your scholar can come prepared to class and participate and engage, they will do very well. I always try to meet as far along the line. I'll go 70, 80% as long as they're willing to come 20. And that work goes for you guys too. As far as communication goes, I try to be very open, so please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from some of you or all of you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email or talk to me on when you meet me, hopefully sometime. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and having a great year. Thanks.